friends, it's Susan Smith with StampCreatively, and I have the Timeless Arrangements bundle I want to show you. It has a lot of words. It has a lot of dies. That's a lot of dies. In fact, I used a lot of the dies for this card, but there's still this many that I didn't use. Really cute. The stitches around this have an X at in the middle of each part. So there's a lot of them I didn't use. Again, the stamp set has a ton of words. And it was one of those busy stamp sets that I didn't really look at. And then I started playing with it. I started seeing some things that other people had done, and I started playing with it, and I decided I was going to give it a shot. So I used it at camp, and I used it with all the InColors. And I'll show you how I put that together. It's a lot less complicated than it looks. So I took, one of the things you got if you came to my open house or you got a catalog from me was one of these bookmarks. Another demonstrator did this and posted the guide on one of our planning pages. And this talks about the color refresh. And this right here is all the new InColors. So I took the Moody Mauve with my handy dandy bone folder from the Wonder Basement. And I did color on color. So I used the Moody Mauve ink. And stamped these little circles randomly all over the front. So I had a little bit of a pattern on the front of my card. So after I stamped all over the front, I went and embossed it with the embossing folder. And the embossing folders are at a weird spot in the catalog. They are all the way at the back, behind the dies and behind everything. They're like on page 268 and 269. And so these are the dies. There's a new die, and it's the one I used for this. It's called Exposed Brick. And it looks like brick and then little dots, so you can see like the mortar in it. So I went and embossed this, ran it through my embossing folder just like this. You ran it through the cut and emboss machine. You didn't need to see me do that. And so I've added texture now to the front of my card. Okay. Then I pre-punched for my campers with our new 3 3/8 inch punch. I used some of that vellum that's in the catalog, which we love that vellum. It's the one that's a carryover from the mini. I'll show you where it is. It's the patterned vellum, and it's right here. It's called Vellum Basics Specialty Designer Paper. It has polka dot stripes, and then it has that leaf. I seem to use the leaf a lot because it shows through great on these. Then I took, and this is the InColor Jute Trim, and I had them cut small pieces and pull it apart. And then after you pulled apart your piece, you could put the rest of them in there for somebody else. So I'm going to add some of this behind here. It just pulls apart. And I'm going to go ahead and use up what's here, because I mean, why not? So now I've put a pile of jute behind there. Then I ran through the Big Boss. I just cut all of these pieces and ran them through, and it was 2 passes through the machine to get them all. And I went ahead and did the flowers, and I did some vanilla for the words, and I went ahead and did that and then stamped on top of it because it was small enough I could hit it pretty good. So all of these just, this is the wild wheat. This is your boho blue. Here is your copper clay. And then your pebbled path. So there's the 4, and then because I mounted them on the Moody Mauve, stamping up in their names. Okay, so now I'll show you how I put this all together. I just took a little bit of seal, kind of decided how I wanted these to go. And layered them on top of each other. So I layered them on top of each other, on top of here, my jute party that's underneath. And I took some dimensionals and put it behind here. And I know you're thinking, oh, her dimensionals, they're too big, but I'm putting the words over the top and it covers them all up. So I've got that on there like that. And I'm gonna take my words, and I used the ones that say, "You are the best." And again, this is so cute. It's got the little hash marks, but then it's got an X here and there. You are the best. Oh, someone, there's a leaf stamped back there. I mean, there are 2 sides to our cardstock, right? I always tell my people that. So that's gonna go right on top. I've got these cute little flowers that I'm gonna stamp. And I'm stamping closer to in front of me. The way my camera's set up, I have to reach. And for me to show you me stamping these is just not gonna happen. Because the distance between you and me are just too much. So I took these and I colored them a little bit with my Linka Stella so that it kind of bled. And then I tapped my Linka Stella all over the front. And I'll show you here in just a second. I cut the stem off and put a little dimensional behind these and tucked them in. And can you see that pretty splatter all over the front? I mean, how beautiful is that? And then because that was such dark cardstock, I went ahead and did a couple little flowers in the corner. And you can color those too if you want. Just shade them just a little bit. I sealed that in the middle. And then I needed to add a little bit of bling. So these are the InColor dots. And as you can tell, look how many of them I've used. Because they're really flat and they come off of here so nicely. And they're just beautiful on top of my card. I mean, can you have too much bling? I don't think so. If someone tells you you can have too much bling, is that person really your friend? Okay, so here we go, friends. I love it. All right, thanks for joining me. I'll post a list of everything I used so you can see it. Move this off here because I think it looks better not on the paper. And there you go. Not as hard as what it seems because it was just 2 passes through the Big Boss to get all those little pieces, and they came out so nice, and it goes so great with the InColors. So make sure you check it out. It's in the annual catalog. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, and subscribe to my channel if you like the way I do a video. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.